channel. My name's Jenny and it is Vlogmas day 4, and I wanted to share with you today 3 Christmas themed books that I just loved and thought were super charming and that you may want to read this Christmas season. The first one I wanted to share with you is A Quilt for Christmas by Sandra. This is a really sweet story. It's set during the Civil War, 1864, and it follows a mother who is struggling to keep things afloat when her husband is a soldier, and she decides to make him a quilt. And you follow the story of the quilt and her trying to get the quilt to him, and you follow other things going on in her life and how she is dealing with life during the war and how unsettling that was for her. So it's super charming, and I would really recommend that one for Christmas season. The second book I wanted to recommend is Christmas in Paris, a novel of World War I, and this novel has 2 authors. It was written by Hazel, Gaynor and Webb. I liked this novel so much. It was an epistolary novel, and you basically follow the story of 2 soldiers who are in France fighting, and the sister and her friend who's a nurse, and all the letters that they send back and forth to each other. And what I really enjoyed about this story was that I was so surprised that I got so invested in the characters based on epistolary, so letters written back and forth. And it made me really love epistolary stories. I think they have a really powerful way of conveying a voice, a very personal voice of a character across the miles, and you really develop feelings and you have these intentions of how you want things to go. And there is a little bit of time travel in this as well. Part of it does take place in 1968 as one of the characters is nearing the end of his life and looking back on his past and rereading the letters essentially that he has kept from that time. So wonderful story. There's a lot of heartbreaking parts. I mean, it is a story about World War I, so there are things that are heartbreaking, but it is beautiful, and I loved it when I read it a few years ago. And my third recommendation is A Quiet Little Woman, A Christmas Story by Louisa Alcott. This is a charming little book. She actually wrote one of the stories. I think there's 5 stories in here, 4 or 5 different short stories that she wrote. And one of them was inspired by fans of Little Women. So this family of girls wrote to Louisa May and told her that they had started their own publishing because they were so inspired by the sisters in Little Women, and Louisa May was so impressed by them that she wrote a special Christmas story for them and sent it to them. And so these stories were all reprints from stories that she published in different magazines and in different publications over the years, and I found it a really charming experience. The book is illustrated. It's just so nice to be able to revisit Louisa May Alcott whenever possible and enjoy some of her wonderful writing and her wonderful ability to convey the lives of young girls. So those are my 3 recommendations for you today. I hope you, if you like to read holiday themed novels, that you will pick up one of these and try it out. And I will be back again soon with another video. Happy Vlogmas.